The One Piece fan letter is a masterpiece. I know what I'm saying is a lot, and not everyone might agree with me, but I'm here to tell you why. This 25-minute TV special is one of the greatest pieces of media I have watched in a long time. Now, what is the One Piece fan letter even about? Well, it's set place in our beloved world of One Piece, specifically Sabaody 2 years after Marineford. Our main storytellers for this episode is this little girl and these two Marine brothers. That's right, the twist for this episode is we get to see the events of One Piece take place from the eyes of your average person and two low-level Marine officers. We start off the episode with a little girl writing a letter to her hero. No, not a Marine officer that saved her life or her parents, but Nami. She found hope in this straw hat that doesn't have a devil fruit or crazy powers, and yet she's able to stand beside the strongest. As today's the 2-year anniversary of Marineford and the day the straw hats meet back together, her mission is clear: meet Nami and deliver her letter. While traveling throughout Sabaody, we see this beautiful world, different characters living life, and a few appearances from people we may know. But after some short time, she drops the letter and we get to meet the other storyteller of this episode, this Marine officer, or as we're going to call him, Little Bro. It makes sense later in the story. Now, Little Bro picks up the letter thinking it's something he dropped and walks away with it. Now, Little Bro has his own story to tell in this episode as he joined the Marines with his big brother, yet he's a higher rank than him now, always clowning on his big brother, telling him to be smarter. Later in this episode, we actually get to meet this big brother who's a pretty good guy. He just has very bad luck, always getting caught up in bad situations. After some time, Little Bro arrives at a bar and starts talking to the other Marine officers about, you guessed it, who's the strongest pirate. Yep, power scaling to its finest. And yes, the Marines are Straw Hat fans, and yes, they argue about who is the strongest too. But while arguing about if Buggy is stronger than Shanks, we get a flashback from the war 2 years ago. This flashback gives us a glimpse of how different Marine officers viewed the war. No, not the higher-ups, but the regular old Marines. With no powers and only a prayer to God, these Marines watched as powerful warlords fought some of the strongest pirates in the sea. After realizing that they really don't stand a chance against these pirates, their thoughts quickly shifted from capture the pirates to one of three things: I want to live, save yourself, and I want to quit. But all they could do was watch as Paramecia started destroying the ice they stood on, which created a tricky situation for Big Bro. As 1 minute ago, his brother was clowning on him, and he realized he doesn't like his little brother. Now, watching his little brother get trapped under ice, slowly being unalived, he wants to save his brother, and he slowly starts marching towards his brother, only he has a broken leg, and this war isn't slowing down. Slowly marching towards his brother, he can hear him calling out to him, telling him to run away and save himself. But this isn't slowing him down, as he slowly starts marching towards his little brother, realizing this will most likely be the end of him. And his little brother is telling him, hey bro, just stop running towards me, you're gonna get unalived. And at the last second before Akuma clone destroys them all, Luffy comes in claiming to be their brother and saves them all by destroying the Akuma clone. God, this scene does something to you, man. Without me yapping over it and watching it firsthand, it does something to you. And this only gets worse, as these are the two brothers that watch Ace get unalived right in front of them. Luffy saved his brother, but he lost his own in the process. Fast forward to the present day, and the reunion of the Straw Hats is well underway, with the little girl running into battle to see Nami, the Marines attempting to stop the Straw Hats, and the civilians, well, the civilians are attempting to survive, showing the impact that the Straw Hats have on the regular old people that are caught up in their conflict, as this special reminds us that the majority of the people in this world aren't pirates, they're normal people with no powers. If you look around during this conflict, you see Marines capturing regular old people, civilians who have nothing to do with the Straw Hats. As the battle rages on, our two unlikely storytellers meet and join together, one to capture the Straw Hats and the other to meet them. Now, I won't spoil this beautiful ending, as I think you should watch it for yourself and experience the emotions it brings firsthand. But for those of you who have watched it, it brings all the stories and characters we've grown to love over the last 20 minutes into one story they created together, all attempting to capture their dream while creating this beautiful story in the process. But how is this a masterpiece? The episode is hard to watch if you haven't seen the original anime. Not everyone's a fan of the animation too, and the pacing can be rushed. What if I wanted to hear the end of the conversation? Who is stronger, Buggy or Shanks? We'll never really know. This episode does suffer from it being 25 minutes, really 22 if you cut out the ending, and the light novel is rated a 7.19 compared to the anime that has a 9.26. As of recording this, that's probably changed by now. And you might be wondering, why the hell am I bringing up my anime list numbers? That is a horrible way to rank if something's good or not. Well, A, I view it more as like a baseline to see if the general audience liked it, and B, usually 9 times out of 10, the light novel is rated higher than the anime, or pretty similarly. Look at any popular light novel that got an anime adaptation. Usually 9 times out of 10, the light novel is rated higher than the anime. So in this situation where the light novel is rated 2 points below the anime, I'm wondering, do I like it so much because it's One Piece, or do I like it so much because it was adapted so well? And that's my main point. Did I like this so much because we slapped One Piece on the title and it was set in One Piece? And you're probably calling me an idiot. You're like, well, it's a short story based on One Piece. Why would we separate One Piece from the short story? What I'm trying to get at is like, how good of a short story is it that we don't need the One Piece in it? What if this was set in any other anime? Okay, maybe not any other anime, but like, what if this was set in a completely new world and we knew nothing about it? Would I enjoy the short story as much? Obviously, I wouldn't be as connected to it, but would I have these same emotions for this girl and this Marine soldier versus, you know, if I didn't know anything about the world? God, I sound like a dog chasing my own tail right now. What I'm trying to get at, did this short story enhance my viewpoint of One Piece, or did One Piece enhance my viewpoint of a short story? If that makes any sense, like, who am I kidding? I sound like a crazy person, and I know it sounds like I'm shitting on this short story, I'm calling it a masterpiece, but I wanted to show you the other side of the coin before I told you why it's a masterpiece. So with all of those facts out of the way, why is the One Piece fan letter a masterpiece? Telling one story by showing 5. That is how I would describe this TV special, with 2 major stories being told with many, many minor stories in between, whether it be the shopkeeper wanting to see Soul King's last concert, the marine officer that loves Chopper a bit too much, and the many, many marines that have their own opinions and viewpoints when it comes to pirates and power scaling. This 25-minute TV special does something most anime can't achieve in 12 episodes. Finish a damn story. The unique perspective we get of viewing Marineford from the eyes of just regular old Marines, or viewing the Straw Hats from the eyes of citizens that are caught up in their shenanigans in their hometown is fascinating. We are also reminded that Marines are people too. Most just want a normal life. And the scene of the Marines debating in the bar about who is the strongest is the best part of the episode, and I won't hear any other reasons why it's not. And I can't forget about this little girl just trying to deliver her letter to Nami. And throughout the episode, we slowly get to learn more and more what she wrote on the letter, until the last scene where we get to see the ending of the letter while she rips it apart in front of us is beautiful. The emotions this short story makes you feel, it's been a while since an anime has made me feel this way, and I'm glad it does. I'm glad I still have emotions. I found the animation complimentary to the story. The pacing was a little rushed, I can't deny that, but it's nothing I would complain about. My only problem is the episode was 25 minutes, but that's kind of what makes the episode so special. It was 25 minutes, and how Oda was able to tell all of these stories in 25 minutes. Sure, I would have loved it if it was an hour or a 2-hour long movie in theaters, that'd be sick, but at the end of the day, it's only 25 minutes, and what he was able to accomplish in 25 minutes is a masterpiece. Side note, I see a lot of people either complaining or praising the director of this episode, as she did 10/15 and other popular episodes. Yeah, I'm still in Fishman Island. This is my first time ever seeing her work, so I'm not going to comment on if she's overhyped, hyped, if she's this amazing director or not. You guys can argue about that if you want to. I'm not getting into that can of beans, but I did really like how this episode flowed, and I don't even know if the director does that or not, now that I'm saying that out loud. Please don't hurt me, One Piece fans. She was an okay director. Now, to summarize it all up really quick, is this short story a masterpiece? Yes, it is a masterpiece. I highly recommend watching it. I know it's weird to call a short story a masterpiece, but I think it did such a good job of telling these stories, and the emotions it makes you feel for just a 25-minute episode is amazing. Is my opinion a little flawed because I love One Piece so much and it's set in One Piece? 100%. I would love to hear someone's opinion that hasn't watched One Piece, but they watched a short special for some reason. I don't know why you would do that, but there has to be at least one person out there that has done that, and I want to hear your opinion about it, because I feel like you would have a very unique perspective on this short story because you don't know the world around you. Actually, what am I kidding? I sound like a One Piece glazer. I sound like a dog chasing my own tail about why you should watch One Piece. Hopefully, I don't sound like a crazy One Piece glazer, and I was able to articulate how impactful this TV special was and why you should watch it. And hopefully one day we do get more of these specials, where we get to see inside the world of Marines, or maybe old characters we forgot about. Or hell, maybe we could even animate the cover chapters. That'd be sick too. So yeah, let me know what you think about this special. Is it a masterpiece? Am I a crazy person that should probably shut up? I mean, yeah, I should probably shut up. And is it worth the hype? That's the real question. Is this TV special worth the hype? And with that, I hope you have a good day.